Video review.
The Darkness is a first-person shooter from Starbreeze, who's the developer of the Chronicles of Riddick. So everyone's been kind of hotly anticipating their next game, and here it is. It's a game based on a comic book from Top Cow, where you play as Jackie Estacado, and he's a mob guy that is actually possessed by this crazy demon. And the juxtaposition between telling like an authentic-sounding mob tale with these crazy demons makes for a really interesting adventure. On top of that, the game's a pretty impressive technical feat and looks great throughout.
Thanks, Mikey.
You'll start out armed only with dual pistols, and you'll get other weapons along the way. Not too far into the game, you'll become possessed by the Darkness. And the Darkness manifests itself as these two kind of snake tentacle things that spring out of your back, and some other tentacles that freak out and are generally really scary looking. You're given your first Darkness move, Creeping Dark. Now with that, you can crawl around on the ground as these little snake guys and bite guys, which is kind of a stealthy approach if you don't want to just run up and shoot them. You'll earn other moves as you proceed through the game, like a demon arm that you can just kind of jut out and stab people with. Darkness guns that are just, pistols that use the darkness as ammunition. Probably the most impressive late game power you get is the black hole. And this just opens up a fat black hole that will suck dirty cops and mobsters into it and swirl them around and send them flying everywhere. It's a pretty neat trick that really kind of plays off the physics involved in the engine. It's a cool looking effect that actually makes the game pretty easy in a lot of ways too. The Darkness isn't an especially difficult game, primarily because you do have so many Darkness moves at your disposal, and when the Darkness is out and manifested, it actually acts as a shield as well. The main thing that makes it easy is that the gun combat is not very difficult. The guns do kind of seem like they just lock onto enemies' heads almost automatically, so you can really just kind of take out masses of people without worrying too much. Your health will restore if you can kind of get out of the action for a few seconds. Your Darkness energy recharges whenever you're in the dark. So that actually makes a big part of the game, running around and shooting out light sources and making sure that there's plenty of darkness to fuel whatever evil deeds you feel like pulling off.
Through you, I am born.
Another way to restore all of your darkness power is by eating human hearts. It's awesome. Whenever you take a guy out, as long as he's a bad guy, you can't just mow down civilians or anything like that to do this, because apparently they have to be evil hearts, I don't know. You will walk up and be able to devour their heart, and one of these tentacles will just go and rip the heart out of this guy's chest, and you'll see it kind of there, chewing up this heart. Sometimes the two heads will fight over it, though the one on the right always wins, which is maybe a little weird and kind of a bummer for the guy on the left. But you eat hearts throughout the game, and that's awesome. The audiovisual presentation of The Darkness is pretty stellar top to bottom. The game has a really solid engine that maintains a pretty good frame rate throughout, and also it makes for really sharp texture quality. It definitely has a realistic look throughout.
Come on!
The voice acting is really amazing from top to bottom throughout the game. Jackie just has that kind of street tough sound to him, and the animation when he's talking goes along with it, just makes him look like a pretty tough guy.
He's just a parasite. Wants to bleed me dry.
The Darkness is voiced by Mike Patton, who's the singer for Faith No More and all that other stuff, and he sounds appropriately creepy and demonic.
Through you, I will display my power.
But really, every single voice in the game, top to bottom, is really sharp. Running into all these great voices as you go through really helps move the story along. The Darkness isn't an especially challenging game for the most part, but it does have some good length to it. You feel like you've covered a lot of ground by the time you reach the game's final confrontation. The game is just fun. The gameplay is really exciting. On top of that, it looks and sounds great. So if you're looking for that kind of M-rated action with, you know, human heart eating, The Darkness is definitely for you.